מקום אחר, מקום יותר בוער. להתחיל קצת לקלקל ולתקן עוד פעם. מה הזמן מסמן? זה הכל שריות של החיים. ולחיות את הרגע, להתחיל לאסוף את השברים. אולי יצא יותר, להתחיל קצת למהר, להתחיל להסתדר ולעשות קצת רעש. אולי מקום אחר, מקום יותר בוער, להתחיל קצת לקלקל ולתקן עוד פעם. אולי יצא יותר, להתחיל קצת למהר, להתחיל להסתדר ולעשות קצת רעש. אולי מקום אחר, מקום יותר בוער, להתחיל קצת לקלקל ולתקן עוד פעם. מה שהיה פה ישתנה ממחר. הזמן עוד יתקן את כל מה שכבר נשבר ונשאר. יש מי ששומר את הטוב לידינו, הוא תמיד מחכה. כל מה שהיה פה ישתנה ממחר אם ננסה רק להאמין בלי לדעת, להרגיש בלי לגעת, לדבר עם העיניים גם כשאין לי יותר מה לומר, לשחרר את הרגע, זה טבעי לפחד מהטבע, לחבק חזק בידיים כל רגע לפני שנגמר. כל מה שהיה פה ישתנה ממחר. הזמן עוד יתקן את כל מה שכבר נשבר ונגמר. את כל התפילות הניסים בחיינו מתחברים הרגע הזה. כל מה שהיה פה ישתנה ממחר אם ננסה רק להאמין בלי לדעת, להרגיש בלי לגעת, לדבר עם העיניים גם כשאין לי יותר מה לומר, לשחרר את הרגע, זה טבעי לפחד מהטבע, לחבק חזק בידיים כל רגע לפני שנגמר. לדבר עם העיניים גם כשאין לי יותר מה לומר, לשחרר את הרגע, זה טבעי לפחד מהטבע, לחבק חזק בידיים כל רגע לפני שנגמר. כל מה שהיה פה ישתנה ממחר.
בחוף אל מול המים, מול קצף שנשכח בחול, והנחלים זורמים עדיין, לב שפועם זוכר הכל, מה שהיה בילדותנו, מה שהפכנו להיות, תקוות גדולות נשא הרוח, חזרה שלכת זיכרונות, בכל דבר אז בי נוגע כל נפלאות היום, בואי ועמדי לרגע, עכשיו קרוב, עכשיו קרוב, בכל דבר אז בי נוגע כל נפלאות אליו נשים תפילות, אור שתקוות עוטף אותנו, זה לתמיד ולא יחלוף. בכל דבר אז בי נוגע כל נפלאות היום, אז בואי ועמדי לרגע, עכשיו קרוב, עכשיו קרוב. בכל דבר אז בי נוגע כל נפלאות היום, אז בואי ועמדי לרגע, עכשיו קרוב, עכשיו קרוב.
השעות שנשארו היו מלאות אהבה, ברוב הימים שברחו לנו הייתה איתי והייתי איתה, ברוב השירים שעטפו את החדר הייתי כולי שערה, ומה שנותר לבסוף מהשבר ברוב המקרים נותרה שתיקה. ברוב הבריחות ופרצי הזעם אני זוכר מה שברוח קרה, ברוב הרוחות וסופות הגשם בסוף היום חזרה חזרה, ברוב השירים עוד זוכר את פניה נוגות לא נוגות בדמעה של שתיקה, ברוב הדמעות השתקפו את החדר כמו גוזר על חייה למות במיטה. יש ימים שנשארו והם רבים והם שלה, ויש שעות שמלאות כולן בריח שלה, ורוב הזמן הייתה נשארת וכשלא הייתה בוכה, ואם זה כך ואם אחרת אני נשאר שלה. השעות שנשארו היו מלאות אהבה, ברוב הימים שברחו לנו הייתה איתי והייתי איתה, ברוב השירים שעטפו את החדר הייתי כולי שערה, ומה שנותר לבסוף מהשבר ברוב המקרים נותרה שתיקה, ברוב הבריחות ופרצי הזעם אני זוכר מה שברוח קרה, ברוב הרוחות וסופות הגשם בסוף היום חזרה חזרה, ברוב השירים עוד זוכר את פניה נוגות לא נוגות בדמעה של שתיקה, ברוב הדמעות השתקפו את החדר כמו גוזר על חייה למות במיטה. יש ימים שנשארו והם רבים והם שלה, ויש שעות שמלאות כולן בריח שלה, ורוב הזמן הייתה נשארת וכשלא הייתה בוכה, ואם זה כך ואם אחרת אני נשאר
הגיע הרגע, הרי חיכית לי ואני תמיד חיכיתי לך, והנה היום הזה הגיע. עכשיו מבטיח שאף פעם לא תהי לבד, ואם פתאום תעלמי אחכה כל הלילה ואלחש בתפילה שאליי תחזרי. ואם תבואי אליי נשאר כל הלילה ואלחש לך מילים שתדעי שאני שלך, ובבוקר תראי נשאר ביחד, הולכים את הדרך הזו לתמיד יד ביד. ואם תבואי אליי נשאר כל הלילה ואלחש לך מילים שתדעי שאני שלך, ובבוקר תראי נשאר ביחד, הולכים את הדרך הזו לתמיד יד ביד.
We would like to invite everyone to take your seats. We are about to begin. Please take your seats. Thank you very much.
הרי חיכית לי ואני תמיד חיכיתי לך, והנה היום הזה הגיע. עכשיו מבטיח שאף פעם לא תהי לבד, ואם פתאום תעלמי אחכה כל הלילה ואלחש בתפילה שאליי תחזרי. ואם תבואי אליי נשאר כל הלילה ואלחש לך מילים שתדעי שאני שלך, ובבוקר תראי נשאר ביחד, הולכים את הדרך הזו לתמיד יד ביד. ואם תבואי אליי נשאר כל הלילה ואלחש לך מילים שתדעי שאני שלך, ובבוקר תראי נשאר ביחד, הולכים את הדרך הזו לתמיד יד ביד. ואם תבואי אליי נשאר כל הלילה ואלחש לך מילים שתדעי שאני שלך, ובבוקר תראי נשאר ביחד, הולכים את הדרך הזו לתמיד יד ביד. ואם תבואי אליי נשאר כל הלילה ואלחש לך מילים שתדעי שאני שלך, ובבוקר תראי נשאר ביחד, הולכים את הדרך הזו לתמיד יד ביד. קוצים זה כל מה שנשאר בי, הפרחים שאת נתת לי קמלו בינתיים, דרכים בהן אני הלכתי, עכשיו חוזר על עקבותיי, אחרי שלא מצאתי את שחיפשתי. לכל אחד יש זכות לחלום, סירות נייר במים, רציתי רק לשוט הכי רחוק, אני אדם משום מקום שמחפש לו רק סיבה לנשום. תראי, בניתי לנו בית, כשהוא נולד אני נתתי את מה שלא היה לי, קוצים שמזכירים בכוח, שלא נותנים לשכוח, דוקרים אותנו ולא מרפים. לכל אחד יש זכות לחלום, סירות נייר במים, רציתי רק לשוט הכי רחוק, אני אדם משום מקום שמחפש לו רק סיבה לנשום. לכל אחד יש זכות לחלום, סירות נייר במים, רציתי רק לשוט הכי רחוק, אני אדם משום מקום שמחפש לו רק סיבה לנשום, רק סיבה לנשום. בקרוב, אולי אחרי החגים, מי יודע, מי יודע, אולי במקרה כשכבר לא תצפה, מי יודע, מי יודע, בדלת הזו ומחוץ לחלום, עוד הכל מחכה, בבוקר אחד או בערב כמו זה, אתה בטח תראה ברגע חולף או בגשם שוטף, מי יודע, מי יודע, כשכולם ישנים אף אחד לא רואה, מי יודע, מי יודע.
Good evening, everyone. We are about to begin. I kindly invite you to take your seats. Turn off or silent your cell phones, please. And the program will begin in just a few seconds. Thank you very much. תודה רבה.
אם תשאל אז הלב יענה, ובלילה בלילה, בשעות הקטנות התפילות הפשוטות מבקשות, בלילה בלילה.
Hello, my name is Gabriela Garson, and it is an honor to lead this program on behalf of the Yad Vashem USA Foundation this evening. Thank you for being here tonight, commemorating Yom Hashoah, V'Gvura, the Day of Salvation. We are honored to have the following dignitaries present. Honorable Mr. Martin Romero, Deputy Consul General of Argentina in Miami. Honorable Mr. Nino Seram, Deputy Consul of Germany in Miami. From the Office of the U.S. Senator Ashley Moody, we have Mr. Daniel Leite Vidal, Senior Advisor. Mr. Daniel Zuniga, Special Assistant and Outreach Coordinator. From the Office of the U.S. Representative Frederica Wilson, we have Mr. Charles Scott, Director of Outreach. From the Florida Office of the House of Representatives, we have Member Fabian Basabi, Member Randy Fine. From the Office of Mayor Daniela Levine Cava, we have Mrs. Brenda Coons Newman, Chief Integrity Officer. From the Miami-Dade County officials, we have Commissioner Mickey Steinberg with Mrs. Alexis Mosley, Community Outreach. Mrs. Diana Rodriguez, Director of Outreach and Local Affairs. Office of the Clerk of the Court of Comptroller. Mr. Dario Fernandez, Tax Collector. Miami-Dade County Sheriff Department, Christine Del Portillo, Head of Government and External Affairs. Mrs. Major Rita Rodriguez, Commander of the Homeland Security Bureau. Mr. George Raspel, Community Outreach Coordinator. From the City of Aventura, Commissioner Clifford Ain, Commissioner Gustavo Blachman, Commissioner Rachel Friedland, and Commissioner Paul Cruz. From the City of Miami Beach, we have Mayor Stephen Miner. From the City of North Miami Beach, we have Commissioner Lynn Sue. From the City of Hallandale, we have Mayor Joy Cooper. From the City of Plantation, we have Councilman Louis Reinstein. Rabbi Emeritus Edwin Farber, Rabbi Mario Rosman, His Excellency Bishop Enrique Delgado, Cantor Roger Rosenthal from Aventura Turnberry Jewish Center, esteemed rabbis in the audience, presidents and members of our community and institutions board, present survivors in the audience, representatives from various organizations, social media platforms, youth movements, and all of those who have joined us at this solemn memorial event. With these words, the following speakers are excused from formal introductions. We extend the warmest welcome on behalf of the Beth Torah Benny Rock Campus, the South Florida Committee of Yad Vashem USA Foundation, and our community partners. To this solemn event, Yom Hashoah, Holocaust and Heroism Remembrance Day 2026. This year's commemoration reflects Yad Vashem's central theme, the Jewish family during the Holocaust, honoring the endurance, courage, and resilience of the families in the face of the unimaginable persecution, and the crucial role of family bonds in survival and the rebuilding of Jewish life. Together, we remember the victims of the Holocaust and pay tribute to the survivors and their descendants. Thank you for your presence and support. Please rise as Mia Topaz, along with Jonathan Naeem, will perform the United States National Anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner, followed by Israel's national anthem, Hatikva, along with Millstone Scholar Beth Torah students. Thank you. I am now honored to welcome Rabbi Ferber from Beth Torah, Beni Rock campus to share their messages.
It's never good to speak after a rabbi, so I'm going to take a moment before Rabbi Farber's remarks. My name is Michelle Scheck. I'm the very proud president of Beth Torah Beni Rock campus, and I am sad to be here today together, but pleased to be able to welcome you all to Beth Torah for this special occasion. It is events like tonight that remind us how very important community is. And how strong we are when we are all together. So thank you for being here with us. Thank you for continuing to support our very vibrant Jewish community. And thank you to all of those who have put together this program. I know there is a lot of heart and a lot of love and a lot of timeless energy. This is a labor of love, and we are here together as we will be for many, many, many years to come. And Rabbi Farber, thank you.
Might be hard to speak after Rabbi. It's hard to speak after such a beautiful lady.
And I did want to just thank our soloists who performed so beautifully. I'm not sure where they went, but thank you to both of you. Mia, Jonathan, you did a beautiful job.
So remember the book, Everything I Needed to Know I Learned in Kindergarten, right? Everything we need to know as Jews, we learn from the Haggadah of Passover and the story of the Exodus. It begins when we're told, Vayakam melech hadash al eretz Yisrael shelo yadat Yosef. A new king arose in Egypt, and he forgot who Joseph was. Purposely forgot. He didn't want to know. We don't know. He forgot. In other words, loss of memory. And what Rabbi Shlomo Yriskin tells us, and what Eli Wiesel told us, the loss of memory leads to enslavement. That's what the story is telling us. When you forget your past, or other people try to erase your past, that's what leads to enslavement. That's what leads to disaster. So that's the first lesson. The second lesson is V'hi she'amda l'avotenu, amad aleinu l'chalotenu. In every single generation, an enemy will arise. A Pharaoh, a Haman, a Hitler, a Khomeini. In every generation, it says it right in the middle of the Haggadah, an enemy will arise who will try and defeat us. But if we have memory of who we are, where we came from, and what we've brought to this world, along with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, that enemy will not succeed. Matzileinu miyadam. We will be saved, and we will save ourselves from their hands. And the third lesson is, V'higada levincha. Teach it to your children. V'shinantam levinecha nevi'ahavta, and you shall teach it to your children. The only way to preserve their memory and the lessons that we learn from the horrors that they had to go through, because the world had lost its memory and its sense of humanity, is to teach the children. I don't know how many thousands are right now on the March of the Living. 7,000. Many of them from our communities, from Dade, from Broward, from all the day schools and the public schools and the private schools. They're there because we refuse to lose our memory, and because we understand we have to teach it to our children. And then we have to not allow the world to forget. And this is how we do it, by gathering together, strong as a community, to remember, to remind, and to teach. So that what does it mean for memory to be a blessing? It means that that memory will guide us, protect us, and help us move into the future, so that loss of memory will never lead to another enslavement. Thank you. How did you pronounce all these names? You had the hardest speech.
We invite you to join us in a viewing of a brief video featuring remarks from Mr. Zuri Siso, Consul General of Israel in Miami, to share a message.
Holocaust survivor, distinguished guest, dear friends, shalom to all of you. I want to begin by saying how deeply sorry I am that I cannot be with you in person today. The painful irony that on a day dedicated to remembering the darkest chapter in Jewish history, we are once again forced to make decisions based on security concerns. The Jewish people are no longer defenseless. The State of Israel exists and stands as a guardian not only for its citizens, but for Jewish everywhere. In the face of ongoing threats and a complex regional reality, Israel has demonstrated time and again its extraordinary ability to defend itself, to protect its people, and to respond with strength and precision when necessary. This strength is not only military, it is moral, it is the quiet but unshakable commitment that Jewish life will endure and that never again is not just a farce, but a policy. We do not stand alone in this. The partnership between Israel and the United States is a cornerstone of that security. It is a relationship built not only on a shared interest, but on a shared values, democracy, freedom, and the unwavering belief in human dignity. And here in Florida, we see those values translated into action every single day. To the elected officials, law enforcement officers, community leaders, and every individual who refuses to stand by in the face of hatred. You are not just allies. You are partners in ensuring that anti-Semitism is confronted and diminished. Because the truth is simple. Combating anti-Semitism is not the responsibility of one institution or one community. It requires all of us alert, engaged, and unwilling to look away. As we remember the 6 million Jews who were murdered, we also honor the survivors who rebuilt, who testified, and who ensured that memory would become responsibility. Our presence here today, whether in person or from afar, is a part of that responsibility. We remember, we stand together, and we ensure that the Jewish future is not only secure but strong. Thank you.
We invite the Honorable Martin Romero, Deputy Consul General of Argentina in Miami, to share a message as we express our solidarity and support for Argentina in assuming the presidency of the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. Thank you.
Good evening, honored guest, Dr. Michel Sheck, Rabbi Edwin Farber, representatives of Yad Vashem, and dear friends. It is with deep respect and solemnity that we gather today to commemorate Yom Hashoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day, to honor the 6 million Jews victims of the Holocaust. As we reflect on the horrors of that time, we are reminded of the resilience of those who survived and the importance of never forgetting the atrocity that took place during that time. On behalf of the Argentine Republic that assumed the presidency of the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance on past March 18th, I extend our gratitude to Yad Vashem for its unwavering commitment to preserving the memory of the victims and educating future generations. We must ensure that the lessons of the Holocaust remain with us, guiding us toward a more compassionate and just world. We must keep history in mind in order to prevent atrocities from happening again. We must also continue and step up our efforts in education and remembrance, not only for the victims, but also for the future generations to learn from the past. Let us honor the memory of those who suffer and work together to build a future of peace and understanding for all. I'm Israel Shai. Thank you.
We invite you to join us in a viewing of a brief video featuring remarks from Ashley Moody, U.S. Senator, State of Florida.
On Yom Hashoah, we pause to remember the 6 million innocent lives murdered during the Holocaust, a tragedy that forever changed the course of our history. We honor the survivors who endured unimaginable suffering and with extraordinary courage chose to share their stories so that future generations would never forget. We also remember those who resisted oppression, those who, even in the face of overwhelming evil, stood up with conviction. Yom Hashoah is not only a day of remembrance, but a call to action. It challenges each of us to confront hatred and stand firmly against anti-Semitism in all its forms. May we recommit ourselves to ensuring these atrocities never happen again.
We invite Office of,
You're doing amazing. We invite Genesis from the Office of Congressman Carlos Jimenez to share a message.
Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Unfortunately, the congressman couldn't make it here, but I'm here to turn in a congressional record that will be spoken tomorrow on the House floor. So,
Thank you.
come on.
Thank you so much. Thank you. This is an honor. We now invite Brenda Kahn Newman from the Office of Levine Cava, Mayor Levine Cava, to share a message.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Brenda Newman. I'm the Chief Integrity Officer in the office of your Miami-Dade County Mayor, Daniela Levine-Cava. She would have liked to have been here personally tonight, but was unable to make it. But she is so proud of our community. We're so different in many ways from the rest of the world because everyone in the world is a part of this community. And if you look around the room, you see how many different people from different walks of life are here, all for the same purpose, which is to remember and to honor and to really cherish our history and also our future. And there's a theme I've heard in a number of the people who've already spoken, and that's community. On Friday, I had the honor of hearing the story of Dr. Miriam Klein. And she spoke about the Jewish community in Portugal. And at a point in her story, she said that her family was trying to escape, and they were caught on a border. And they couldn't cross, and they were stuck there. And it was the Jewish community that advocated for her family. And they finally were let through and made it onto a ship. And she was able to appear at the Cuban Hebrew congregation on Friday night. And I got to hear her incredible history. Thank you so much to this whole community for being here tonight. Thank you to the survivors who continue to tell your story. And may we all find peace in this world. Thank you.
We invite Florida State Representative Fabian Basabi to share a message.
Good evening, everyone. I'm your state representative, Fabian Basabi, and it's an honor to be here with you all. We gather tonight for Yom Hashoah, not only to remember, but to confront something far more difficult. The Holocaust did not begin with violence. It began with indifference. It began when people chose comfort over clarity, when institutions chose convenience over truth, and when basic notions of morality were compromised and carefully calibrated to avoid discomfort. That's how it starts. Not with one dramatic moment, but with a series of decisions to look away, to remain silent, to convince ourselves that this is not the time to speak out. We often believe that history announces itself loudly. It does not. It moves gradually, through language, through normalization, through selective outrage, through the quiet acceptance of things that should never be accepted. And today we are living in a moment where that pattern feels uncomfortably familiar. We saw it on October 7th, not only in the brutality of the attacks, but in what followed, in the hesitation to call evil by its name, in the justifications and the equivocations, in the silence from places that should have known better. We see it in the rise of anti-Semitism. We see it in the distortion of truth. We see it when individuals and institutions choose positioning over principle. And perhaps most concerning, we see it when moral clarity is replaced by calculation. When the question becomes not what is right, but what is best to say, what will cost me the least, what keeps me aligned with the right crowd, that is not integrity. That is convenience, if not cowardice. And history has shown us time and time again that convenience is a fragile foundation for moral courage. If we are honest, the greatest threat is not always hatred spoken loudly. It is truth left unspoken. Because silence does not remain neutral. It becomes tolerance, and then eventually permission. Every generation tells itself it would have acted differently, that it would have spoken, that it would have stood up. But history does not judge by what we believe. It judges what we do. So what does remembrance require of us tonight? It requires more than just honoring the past. It requires speaking out honestly about the present. It requires the courage to speak boldly, even when it is uncomfortable. To stand for people, not just positions. To refuse to let fear, politics, or social pressure dictate our moral voice. Today, too much is reduced to politics, but dignity is not political. Truth is not political. Valuing human life is not political. And when we allow those things to become negotiable, we don't just lose arguments, we lose our sense of what is right and wrong. The Holocaust stands as the clearest warning of what happens when that line disappears. So tonight we remember, but we also choose. We choose moral clarity over convenience, courage over silence, truth over comfort, because never again is not a reflection only on the past. It is a responsibility in the present, and may we meet it with the honesty it demands and the courage that it requires. Thank you for letting me speak here tonight.
We invite Mayor Stephen Miner of Miami Beach to share a message.
I often think, what if the modern state of Israel had been created not in 1948, but in 1938? Would we even be here tonight? Would we be honoring our survivors, mourning the 6 million? If we had the state of Israel and Israeli defense forces to protect us. And we always must remember that our enemies, when they talk about Israel, they mean all of us. They mean Jews, because that's what this is about. And when you go to Israel, I was in a mayor's conference, the American Jewish Congress sponsored 35 mayors, only a handful of us were Jewish. And they saw what the world needs to see. There were people from every denomination, Ethiopian Jews, Russian Jews, Arabs, Christians, living in harmony. Very different what the media would tell you. Also, we must remember of the righteousness and the morality of our cause. That's, I think, the hardest part when we see the lies, the misrepresentations, the anti-Semitism, the distortions that they make. And we always have to have in our minds that we are on the right side of history. In Miami Beach, shortly after October 7th, and I became mayor a month after October 7th, we had demonstrations, anti-Israel, pro-Hamas demonstrations. Early on, I'm a big police fan, big law and order guy, but this was before the university campuses. There were no barricades. They would march wherever they wanted. They started getting increasingly aggressive, surrounding residents. And I put on legislation requiring barricades, a distance of over 100 feet away, and if they breach it, they will get arrested. You can imagine the media vilified me. We got sued. I was accused of violating free speech. But our residents and people of all goodwill knew that this was the right thing to do. Even some in our police department warned me, Mayor, you're going to create, instead of 500 people, you're going to get 5,000. We've gotten 5. We always must remember we're going to get criticized. Anything worth fighting for is exactly that. A fight. And when they come to our commission meetings, because in Miami Beach, as many other cities in South Florida do, they come to our meetings, they criticize all the pro-Israel things we do, donating ambulances, sending firefighters to Israel, fighting BDS. And they come and they say their lies, baby killers, genocide. And I actually counter them. They can say what they want, but I counter them. And even some of my strongest allies say to me, Mayor, just let them go. Why are you going to counter every single person that comes here? And I said, because I will not sit here and listen to lies without correcting them. Because as we just heard from Representative Fasabi, if you let it go and you don't counter it, somebody might actually believe the lies. We have to always counter it. And our survivors, our angels, they showed us the path. They lived through the worst atrocities in history, yet they came here, you came here, built a life with pride, showing your Jewish identity, not hiding, but telling the stories and living a Jewish life. Just like Joseph, we heard from Rabbi Farber, Yosef HaTzadik, our righteous Joseph. He was the only Jewish person in Egypt until Jacob and the family came down. But yet the Torah always describes him as a Jew. He did not hide. And when he appeared before Paro, Paro says, you can interpret dreams, I hear. What does Yosef say? Biladai. It's beyond me. God will answer the dreams. Wow. That is a model to live our life after, to demonstrate that we always must show pride and unity together. And that's what I see. I see a Jewish people united, and don't think that your presence here is not meaningful. Obviously, if you're here, you know it's meaningful. But people everywhere in our country and in Israel are watching. I hear it all the time from residents in Israel, from the highest levels in the government in Israel, thanking you for showing the support. They know, they believe it in their hearts, that the support that we show here in America is absolutely having an impact on Israel and their constant fight. Because they're fighting. They're fighting for their survival, and they're fighting for our survival. And we're very thankful to our U.S. military for fighting the fight. Obviously, the U.S. is protecting U.S. interests, democratic values interests, but also, of course, working alongside the IDF and the State of Israel to eradicate evil and terrorism. And what I see here tonight is people of all goodwill. We have a lot of, obviously, Jewish people, but we have representatives, non-Jewish, who are standing with us because it's the right thing to do. Thank you, Beth Torah. Thank you, Yad Vashem. Thank you to all of you. What you are doing and being here and speaking out and speaking for the cause of Israel, for survivors, is having an impact, and we will win this fight just as we have for over 3,000 years. May Hashem bless us all. God bless you all.
We invite Sammy Schmerling to perform Shema Yisrael Elohai, a prayer that has long been a cornerstone of Jewish devotion, expressing love and dedication to God. Following this, we will hear Eli, Eli, a song of hope and longing, reminding us of the enduring strength of the human spirit, performed by Cantor Roger Rosenthal.
שומע, הכאב עולה מתוך הנשמה, האדם רואה לפני שהוא שוקע, בתפילה קטנה חותקת הדממה, שמע ישראל אלוהי אתה כה יכול, נתת לי את חיי, נתת לי הכל, בעיניי דמעה, הלב בוהה בשקט, שמע ישראל אלוהי, אתה כה יכול. נתת לי את חיי, נתת לי הכל. בעיניי דמעה, הלב בוכה בשקט, וכשהלב שותק, הנשמה זועקת. שמע ישראל אלוהי, עכשיו אני לבד. חזק אותי אלוהי, עשה שלא אפחד. הכאב גדול ואין לאן לברוח, עשה שיגמר. שמע ישראל אלוהי, אתה כה יכול. נתת לי את חיי, נתת לי הכל. בעיניי דמעה, הלב בוכה בשקט, וכשהלב שותק, הנשמה זועקת. שמע ישראל אלוהי, עכשיו אני לבד. חזק אותי אלוהי, עשה שלא אפחד. הכאב גדול ואין לאן לברוח, עשה שיגמר, כי לא נותר בי כוח.
אלי, אלי, שלא ייגמר לעולם. החול והים, רשרוש של המים, ברק השמיים, תפילת האדם. החול והים, רשרוש של המים, ברק השמיים, תפילת האדם.
It is now my privilege to introduce someone very special to me. Robert Garson is an international attorney, president of the American Association of Jewish Lawyers and Jurists, a presidential appointee to the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum Council, and a steadfast advocate against global anti-Semitism. This week, he's representing the United States on a visit to Yasenovich in Gradina, a former concentration camp where Jews, Roma, and countless others were murdered during the Holocaust. But above all of his titles, he is my father, my Abba, and a role model to me through his unwavering commitment to confronting anti-Semitism, advocating for stronger protections and asylum pathways for Jews facing persecution, and ensuring that Holocaust education is preserved and taught to future generations. It is my honor to invite him to the stage. Please join me in welcoming Robert Garson.
Chachamim, Rabbanim, children, honored survivors, Monsignor, public representatives, legislators, judges, lawyers, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Rabbi Farber was entirely right. In every generation, there arises a new enemy. But in every generation, it requires new leaders to arise. Judaism is filled with the reluctant leader. Moses himself with a speech impediment, David as a shepherd, Esther as a niece, as a queen, Judith, Yael, who put the tent peg through the head of Sisera, none of them needed to arise, but they did and they stepped up. So the question is this: what are we doing? The survivors survived and they left us a legacy, and the children are now looking to us, because even though I might think I'm still 13 years old with my sense of humor, I am in fact now deemed to be one of the leaders. The president, when he appointed me, he gave me the charge to do great things. And one can sit back and take the title and slap yourself on the back and say, thank you very much indeed. But now we have cresting and rising anti-Semitism around the world. Some of you may hear I'm not from Staten Island originally, but rather from Britain. But Adrian Dolby and Melvin Kravitz, who were murdered in the Heaton Park Synagogue, whilst names to you were people to me, they are the ghost of the people that I grew up with. Those 4 Hatzalah ambulances that were burnt in Golders Green, I know the people that drove them. But unfortunately now today, we hear with alarming regularity around the world of synagogues being burnt, of kosher restaurants being vandalized, of people being assaulted in the street. And it's coming to our shores and has come to our shores, as we've seen most recently with Beth Israel in Michigan. So we ask ourselves again, what are we doing? The medium may be different, but the ecosystem is in fact the same. And it starts with Holocaust remembrance, because where they attack us is actually with Holocaust denial, with Holocaust minimization. And with that, they don't just deny the existence of the victims, but they also refuse to accept the survivors, the proof of survival that exists, and the heroism of those that refuse to stay silent. Because you see, silence isn't neutrality, it's complete and utter surrender. And we cannot allow ourselves to do this. Now I charge each and every one of us not to walk out of here and pat ourselves on the back and say, oh, this is wonderful. We attended a wonderful memorial service and we sat around with our friends and we said how wonderful it is here in the state of Florida. You heard from Fabian Basabi, you heard from Steve Miner, who introduced for one of the first times time, manner, place restrictions within this area. But not every person, not every mayor has followed suit. We need to charge ourselves for them so we don't, for those children, so we don't show ourselves to be liars. And one of the main issues that we have out there is stupidity. Dietrich Bonhoeffer was an anti-Nazi pastor that was executed shortly before the war's end. And he said, stupidity is more dangerous than malice, because that's what we're allowing to pervade out there in the world. So we must confront it, as Ashley Moody said. We must confront it on the streets and in the schools. We must confront it in the courts and in the legislature. We must confront it with every sense of being, because otherwise, and I hate to say it for my alma mater, we will have it here on these shores, and we once again will have to move. Horace said it way back when, 2,000 years ago. Saipera aude, dare to be wise. We have to take that charge internally. We cannot sit back. We have to fight, because otherwise we are just delegating it onto the next generation who will have nothing yet left to fight for. Thank you very much indeed.
We now invite Judith Ozers-Muller, Chair of South Florida Committee of Yad Vashem USA Foundation, to share a message.
Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. Friends, rabbis, leaders, survivors, their families, and members of our community. We gather tonight to commemorate Yom Hashoah, not as a routine ceremony or another date in the calendar, but as an act of remembrance and responsibility. I stand before you as chair of the South Florida Committee of Yad Vashem USA Foundation, but also as the granddaughter and great-granddaughter of Holocaust survivors. For many of us, remembrance is not abstract history, it is personal. And with that personal connection comes a responsibility to remember, to educate, and to transmit the truth of the Shoah to the next generation. The Holocaust did not begin in gas chambers. It began with words, with lies, conspiracy theories, and the normalization of hatred. It began when societies tolerated the dehumanization of Jews, when institutions remained silent, and when leaders looked away. Today, we're witnessing an alarming resurgence of anti-Semitism around the world, on university campuses, across social media, in the streets of major cities. The Holocaust is trivialized, distorted, and sometimes even denied. And it's why remembrance is not symbolic. It is essential. As Danny Dayan, chairman of Yad Vashem, said earlier this week, the purpose of Yom Hashoah is not only to remember the destruction of Jewish life, but to understand the worlds, families, and communities that were lost, and the responsibility we carry to preserve their stories. This year, the official state ceremony in Israel marked Yom Hashoah had to be recorded in advance and broadcasted under special circumstances. Yet, as Danny reminds us, remembrance does not pass even in the times of uncertainty. The commitment to memory continues. That responsibility is at the heart of Yad Vashem, the living archive of the Shoah, preserving the names, faces, and testimonies of those who were murdered. And we must remember, 6 million is not just a number. They were individuals, families, children whose futures were stolen. The Shoah also taught us something else. Silence is never neutral. Societies that remain silent in the fate of hatred eventually become complicit in it. Today, when we see synagogues attacked, Jewish students intimidated, and rhetoric that justify violence against Jews or against Israel anywhere in the world, we must understand that memory without action is not enough. To educate is an act. To stand together as a community is to act. We say never again. This is not a slogan, it's a commitment. to stand against hatred, to defend truth, and to ensure that memory of those who perish continue to guide our actions. As the number of survivors among us grows smaller each year, the responsibility to carry the memory forward passes to all of us, and especially to the younger generations. Memory must be taught, it must be protected, and it must inspire moral courage. May their memory be a blessing. Before I leave here the podium, I want to ask the Holocaust survivors in our room to stand so we can honor you. I also want to ask second and third generation Holocaust survivors to stand with us. Thank you. I'll let you know when.
Okay. Good.
We invite Abraham Lechter, an 8th grade student at Beachside Montessori, enrolled in Millstone program, and Lion of Judah participants to share a few words of his experience connecting with Holocaust survivors. Followed by Miriam Cruz, chair of the March of the Living, who will introduce our Holocaust survivor and panelist.
Hello, everyone. My name is Abraham Lechter, and this year I participated in an immersive program offered by the Greater Miami Jewish Federation called Lion of Judah, designed for middle school students to meet Holocaust survivors and really get to know their story. I was fortunate enough to have personally met 9 survivors and share meaningful time with them. Some of them are here tonight. They are Alan Hall, Laszlo Selly, Anita Carl, Saul Blau, Judy Roden, Rhodey Glass, Jack Waxel, Agnes Borhe, and Lawrence McComb. After that, I got designated to interview one of them and really get to know his story. I was incredibly grateful to be paired up with Saul Blau and be able to receive such powerful first-hand witness account of one of our true treasures of our community. Here I present to you a brief history of Saul Blau's Holocaust story. He was born in December 17, 1930 in Budapest, Hungary. He was one of 7 children. He was raised in a traditional Orthodox Hasidic way. However, he was never comfortable with that lifestyle. When he was growing up, he faced a lot of anti-Semitism and a lot of discrimination growing up. In schools, the teachers called him Jew boy, and he was discriminated by other students. Walking through the streets was very tough. He was always facing insults and hostility from everyone. In 1944, Adolf Eichmann and the Nazis invaded Hungary and started rounding up the Jews. They took away all of the possessions and started loading up all the Jews into cattle cars to take them to Auschwitz. It was a brutal journey for Saul and other people. They packed 95 people into those wagons with no air circulation, no food or water. They spent 2.5 days in agonizing conditions. People were dying all around him. And to this day, when Saul hears a strong industrial door closing, it rings loudly in his ears and brings him back to that trauma. Upon arrival in Auschwitz, he was separated from his family. Unfortunately, he never saw his mother or father again. They were sent to the gas chambers upon their arrival. Even though Saul was just 13 at that time, he lied that he was actually 16 to sound like he could be useful for labor. That tactic worked, and he was spared his life when he saw Mengele upon arrival at Auschwitz during the selections. 3 years after surviving the Holocaust, Saul was able to immigrate to Israel in 1948. As soon as he arrived, he got drafted to serve in the IDF. Later on, Saul came to America and became a very successful entrepreneur. On a personal note, I just want to say what a beautiful honor it has been for me to have had the opportunity to know Saul Blau. His story is a real inspiration for me. When I think about it, he was just 13, my age, when he got taken to the concentration camps. Not only surviving the horrors of the Nazis, but also later on finding his way to Israel and fighting in our war of independence at a still very young age. His untamable spirit, strength, and resolve is a perfect example of why the Jews have survived for thousands of years. Saul taught me to always be a fighter and never lose your faith in God, even in your toughest moments. Also, he displayed incredible kindness with me and my parents, always smiling, always so gracious, and accommodating with his time. When we visited him back in November, we spent over an hour at his house, and he made us feel right at home, eager to share every detail of his story. We could have spent the whole afternoon there. The only reason we left is because he had to get ready for a date that night. What a legend. Thank you, Saul, for sharing your journey and inspiring me, and I now commit to tell your story for the rest of my life.
Thank you for your meaningful words.
You're right, Abraham. Saul Blau is incredible. All our survivors are our inspiration and moral compass. As we gather here tonight, our group of teens from Miami, Broward, our adults, landed in Poland this morning to join the International March of the Living tomorrow to march for those 6 million who can march. It is a profound honor to introduce Regina Alteras-Behar, a Holocaust survivor whose life reflects extraordinary courage, resilience, and hope. Regina was born in April 1936 in Macedonia, then part of Yugoslavia. As a young child, you still look like a young child. As a young child, she fled with her parents through the mountains to Italy, then from there by a small fragile boat to a refugee camp, where she and about 200 others were kept safe from the horrors that had already taken so much. In 1949, her family was relocated to England, and in 1951, they immigrated to the United States to begin again. While Regina's immediate family survived, thank God, she lost many relatives, grandparents, aunts, and uncles who were murdered during the war. Regina's story reminds us of the cost of hatred, but even more of the strength of the human spirit and the responsibility we carry to remember. As we listen to her tonight, we don't just hear history, we carry it forward. Please check out the beautiful mezuzah that she's wearing. After October 7, she decided that it's time to go back to her neck, and we're very proud of your mezuzah. Please join me in warmly welcoming Regina and Mia Blachman, who will be leading the interview.
Of course. Regina, you were born in 1936 in Skopje, Yugoslavia, which is shocking because you don't look a day over 60. And I know your father was a rabbi. What are some of your earliest memories of your childhood and your Jewish life before the war began?
Skopje.
Oh, you gotta put it closer.
It was still, I was 5, remember. I was only 5 at that time. And give me 1 second to get myself comfortable. You asked me, how was our life there?
Before.
Well, we prepared for services Friday night, and my father was the rabbi, and we had, and my mother was at home. She was not working at that time. She was just a mother. I was, as I said, 5, and it seemed like a very nice life, but somehow that didn't last. I started to feel, my main feeling was, why do they hate me? Why do they want to kill me? What's wrong with me? Why? Those are the feelings I had. And I could see my parents also were very nervous. And from there, you want to hear different parts of my story, or anyway, from Skopje, we went through Albania to Croatia, where my father was from originally. And through there, we were there just about a month before things started to change, even in Split, for me, in Croatia. And somebody told my mother, they're gathering the Jews, you better leave. And around 1:30 in the afternoon, my doll was still in the garden, and I was very sad that I had to leave my doll, because my mother gathered us all, and we went out from Split, Croatia, through the mountains to get to all the way down the mountains to
Italy.
To Italy.
I know before that, you mentioned that at one point your family was helped by Muslim friends of your mother.
Yeah,
Can you-
that was in Albania.
Can you tell us about them?
Yes. Lucky for me, I don't have hatred for any religion because of the experiences I had. And again, my mom always said, we are the people of the book. So the book guided me through. And when we were in Albania, which was a Muslim country, and my parents were arrested there. They said, you Jews have all this money, you got to give me some money. And my parents, being a rabbi, he didn't have gold. He took paper money out of the bank, and he didn't have gold to give. But this former friend of my mom's, a Muslim woman, said, I heard that's what they're doing to the Jews. And she got us out of prison, and we were freed, and we were allowed to leave Albania and go further up in Yugoslavia, and where we got to Split, Croatia.
That's incredible. And you weren't sent to concentration camps because your family had fled.
Right. That was a real issue. I always felt, it's funny, you have such crazy feelings as a survivor. I didn't suffer enough. I didn't go to the concentration camps. I lost my childhood, but that wasn't enough. And you grow up that way. And in that camp where you asked me.
Yeah, the refugee camp that you ended up at instead.
Which was in
Italy.
In Italy, where 200 people lived together. And I got all kinds of education there because my living quarters were a double-decker bed. My brother and I were upstairs, and my mom and dad downstairs, and that was our space. And but I also got my schooling there.
What was that like for a child?
As I said, I felt I lost my childhood, and I felt always not educated enough. And I always had this yearning to learn. And as a result, I went to college in the United States at 35. And I realized, gee, I'm not so dumb like the Germans thought. I'm allowed to live. Anyway, it takes a lifetime of work to compensate and say, yes, I'm allowed to live. I'm allowed to have my life. And as I said, somebody said about my mezuzah, I was afraid to tell anyone I was Jewish. I was hiding that for a while, because only now, after October 7th, and I said, I'm going to say who I am and be proud of it.
Yeah, and you should be. You should be very proud. After the war, you had learned that most of your extended family had been killed. How did that loss affect you growing up?
I always want to show people how normal my family looked, how they could be today, they could be the modern people. Why did they kill them? Just because they were Jews. And after the war, we heard that my mother's brothers and wives were taken and put in concentration camps. And one of them had a baby, and they thought they saved the baby, but they came back and took the baby too with them. So the cruelty of German was very painful, but as I say, I try hard not to dwell on that so much.
Yeah, 100%. I know that the war had interrupted your education apart from what you had received in the camp, but many years later, in 1974, you went to college. What gave you the courage or motivation to continue learning after everything? Was it that same thirst for knowledge?
Well, as I said, having lost the school years, during the 8 years in Italy, I didn't go to regular school. It was just parents who would gather up children, and whatever parent knew something would teach us. But I wasn't school, so I felt I really didn't have an education. And I had this yearning to learn more. And I always felt, and luckily that has stayed with me. I'm still very curious, and every day I want to learn something.
I love that. We're similar in that. After everything that your family went through, your parents had to rebuild their entire lives in a new country. What do you remember about how your parents started again, and how did that feel for you?
For my parents, honestly, it was very, very hard. Again, my father was a professional man, he was a rabbi, and when he came here, he sold printed matter, shoes, anything, but it was hard to get a job because
100%.
Everything was all taken, and other people. He occasionally gave bar mitzvah lessons. Can I have some water,
Oh,
please?
of course. I was just about to offer.
Thank you. Sorry.
No, don't worry at all.
Okay. Yeah. Do I have to press this? Or is
No,
that
it's okay.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah, l'chaim.
Yes. So my mom, luckily, knew how to sew. Thank you, dear. She got a job at a very fancy ladies' store sewing. My father, on the other hand, as I said, would give bar mitzvah lessons and sell whatever he could. But it was very hard for him to establish the life he had before. And I really feel sad that he didn't get to have his glory that he should have had like he had at the beginning of his life. So again, the Holocaust is a very costly thing. And I do hope that this speaking out, remembering, has a good purpose, has value in it.
100%. My last question, as we gather here tonight with so many young people in the audience, including myself,
Yeah.
What is the most important lesson that you want all of us to carry forward with us from your story?
Again, we are the people of the book. Remember that. That means so many things. Not only is God's word in the book, but it teaches us so much. And I think it makes us much more caring, loving people. And I'm very pleased with my life. I've never stopped accomplishing and growing and trying to be a better person each day. That is my advice, really.
I love it.
Be a better person every day and give something to the world.
And now before we leave, we'd love to have everyone join us to sing happy birthday to you.
Thank
Since
you.
your birthday is this week.
Very soon, yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
And many more.
Just want to tell you, it isn't easy to talk to so many people, but thank you for listening.
You did wonderfully.
Please welcome Jonathan Naeem, a 10th grade student from New World High School, who will perform a solo piano program. The program will begin with the Prelude in C-sharp minor by Sergei Rachmaninoff, a powerful and reflective piece known to many through the film The Pianist. It will be followed by a ballad, number 3, in A-flat major by Frédéric Chopin. Born near Warsaw, Chopin's music carries the spirit and soul of Poland, with its lyric beauty and quiet depth. This piece offers a moment of reflection as we honor memory, resilience, and the lives remembered this evening. We now invite the following students to come forward to participate in the candle lighting ceremony. From Palsnak School, Eden Ezra, Catherine Kolbar, and Giselle Yanovich. From Sheikh Hillel Community School, we have Alexis Slimak and Ian Margulies. From NSU University School, we have Ariella Eisbin. And from Don Sofer High School, we have Noah Leibovich.
We gather here today to light 6 candles in honor of the 6 million lives lost during the Holocaust. Each candle represents a different facet of remembrance: the victims, the survivors, the fighters, and the memory of those who endured unimaginable atrocities. As we light these candles, we invite all of you to join us in this solemn act of remembrance, reflecting on the importance of ensuring that history is never forgotten. The first light will be lit by Holocaust survivor Regina Behar. We ask that any Holocaust survivors present in the audience please stand so we may recognize and honor you. They carry the memories of those who were lost. They witnessed the unimaginable, endured the unthinkable, and yet rebuilt their lives with courage and determination. Through them, the legacy lives on, passed from generation to generation, a testament to resilience, remembrance, and the unbreakable strength of the human spirit. Tonight, we honor the survivors of the Shoah for their extraordinary resilience, indomitable spirit, and courage. You carry not only your own stories, but also the weight of those who did not survive and can no longer speak. Your living history, sacred and irreplaceable. Each of you is a blessing to our people and to our humanity.
The second candle will be lit collectively by the participating organization joining together. This candle symbolizes the strength, dedication, and unity of the rising generation within our Jewish community. Leaders who stand together to actively protect our future, uphold our present, and honor our past. It connects us to those who came before, the courageous individuals during the Shoah who organized, supported, and cared for one another amidst unimaginable suffering. Before, during, and after the Shoah, they created spaces of healing, solidarity, and resilience, ensuring that life, faith, and community could endure even in the darkest times. Tonight, as these leaders join to light this candle, we follow in their footsteps. We commit to support one another here and in Israel, to remain active and engaged, and to carry forward the values, spirit, and memory that define us as a people. May this candle burn as a testament to unity, leadership, and the unbreakable strength of our community. Please join us for this candle: Beth Torah, Ilana Lipson Cohen, Yad Vashem USA Foundation, Rodolfo Osers, Aventura Turnberry Jewish Center, Cantor Roger Rosenthal, Huitzil, Florida, Stephanie Eskenazi, Holocaust Memorial Miami Beach, Dr. Helen Sachs Hassett, 3G Miami, Ilanit Zohan Abadi, 4G Miami, Zan Ana Cohen, Comunidad Judía Iberoamericana, Stephen Bando, David Bassin, David Bitan, Association of Jewish Psychologists, Dr. Leonore Walker and Jennifer Locane, American Jewish Committee, Miami and Broward, Michael Winogard, Israeli American Council, Ivo Favionov, National Security Expert, Travis Hawley, Hillel of Broward and Palm Beach, Loving Moms, Brittany Belfermin, Gina Edgar, and Joanna Gorin, Kaje and JT Miami, Marianne Cruz, Cadena Alfredo Bissot, Shir Anit, Jessica Mishan Abo, and Jennifer Naim. Strong Voices for Israel, Liz Becker. The last ones, Leslie Benita, and lastly, Coax Space, Ilana Becker.
The third candle will be lit by Holocaust survivor Jack Waxel. This candle is lit in honor of the brave men and women who fought against unimaginable odds during the Holocaust, the courageous partisans, and those who resisted in every way they could. Jack Waxel himself survived unimaginable hardship. Born in 1924 in Jelzik, Poland, his life was forever changed when the Nazis invaded his hometown. Forced into ghettos, slave labor camps, and munitions factories, Jack endured years of brutality and escaped death 6 times. In September 1944, he made a final escape and hid in the forest until liberation by the Red Army in January 1945. Like so many who resisted and struggled to survive, Jack lost his entire immediate family in the Holocaust. Yet he chose life. After the war, he immigrated to the United States, rebuilt his life, and created a family that today includes children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, a living testament to resilience and hope. They embodied the truth that we did not go like sheep to the slaughter, refusing passivity, asserting their dignity, and defending life even in the face of unimaginable danger. We remember the partisans who took up arms in the forests and ghettos, like the fighters of the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, and the Boski partisans who saved hundreds of lives. Those who resisted spiritually, secretly praying and holding services when religious life was forbidden. Those who defied dehumanization through cultural acts, hidden schools, clandestine archives, songs sung in secret, mothers who stayed with their children on the way to the gas chambers, and individuals who offered comfort, courage, and dignity, even in the final moments. Every individual who, in small or great ways, acted with moral courage to preserve humanity, hope, and life. May this candle burn in honor of the partisans and all those who resisted during the Shoah, a testament to courage, defiance, and the enduring strength of the human spirit.
The fourth candle will be lit by representative of the Sheriff's Department, Christine del Portillo, Head of Government and External Affairs, together with Major Rita Rodriguez for Homeland Security Bureau and George Raspal, Community Outreach Coordinator. This candle is lit in honor and memory of those who stood against Nazism, anti-Semitism, and hatred in its all forms, and in recognition of the responsibility borne by those who protect our communities today. Christine del Portillo brings over 28 years of distinguished public service in the United States Congress and currently serves as head of governmental and external affairs for Miami-Dade Sheriff Rosie Cordero Stutz, where she is recognized as one of the agency's most respected civilian leaders. She has long served as a dedicated liaison between government, law enforcement, and community organizations, maintaining strong relationships with the Jewish community, the Council of Israel, and faith leaders across the region. Law enforcement officers take an oath to uphold justice, safeguard the vulnerable, and defend the values upon which our society stands. In times of crisis and uncertainty, their roles carries profound moral weight to act with integrity, courage, and an unwavering commitment to the protection of human dignity. Just as the United States once stood against tyranny and oppression, helping to defeat Nazism and restore hope to a broken world, those who serve in law enforcement today continue the vital mission of protecting freedom, maintaining justice, and ensuring that hatred and violence have no place in our communities. By lighting this candle, the Sheriff's Department affirms the enduring responsibility to confront injustice, protect the innocent, and stand firmly against anti-Semitism and all forms of hatred. May this candle burn in honor of those who in the darkest times stood bravely against oppression, risked their lives to defend the innocent, and acted with unwavering moral courage.
The fifth candle, honoring the righteous, will be lit by His Excellency, Auxiliary Bishop Enrique Delgado, representing Archbishop Thomas Wensky. In honor of the righteous among the nations, those courageous souls who risked their lives to save Jews during the Holocaust, Their bravery, moral conviction, and selfless compassion continue to illuminate even the darkest chapters of history, reminding us that hope and humanity can endure in the face of unimaginable evil. As the Talmud teaches, whoever saves one life, it is as if they have saved the entire world. Each act of courage, no matter how small it may have seemed at the time, was a universe of hope, a spark of life, and a statement of defiance against hatred. By participating in this commemoration, His Excellency, Auxiliary Bishop Enrique Delgado embodies the Archdiocece's long-standing commitment to the Jewish community. Through actions that honor the righteous among the nations, he demonstrates moral courage and unwavering support for the values of compassion, humanity, and solidarity. At Yad Vashem, where each name is recognized and remembered, and trees are planted to symbolize lives saved and courage standing tall through generations, this evening, guests also have the opportunity to view our exhibition on the righteous among the nations, celebrating their heroism and reminding us that acts of moral courage, compassion, and conscience continue to inspire us today. May this candle burn in honor of the righteous among the nations and all who continue their legacy of courage, compassion, and humanity.
The sixth candle will be lit by students representatives of different schools and programs. From Jewish Culture High School, Flora Agozi and Shana Nathan. From Poznak School, Charlize Abadi and Eden Ezra Giselle Yanovich. Catherine Kobar, Mia Topaz, and Gabriela Garson. From Millstone Scholar Program, Chloe Stern. From NSU University School, Johanna Muller and Ariella Eisenbahn. From Sheikh Hillel School, Alexa Slimak. From Don Sofer School, Noah Levovici. From Pinecrest School, Gabriel Bacalars and Sami Schmerling. From New World School, Jonathan Naim. Standing together as the rising generation who will carry the Jewish story forward. This candle is lit in memory of the 1.5 million Jewish children who were murdered during the Shoah. Children whose lives were stolen before they had the chance to grow, dream, and fulfill their boundless potential. Their laughter was silenced, their futures were taken, their light was torn from the world. Tonight, as a young member of our community stands before us, we see continuity, we see strength, we see promise. The children we lost are remembered by the children who will rise. The generation that was destroyed is honored by the rising generation who will carry the Jewish story forward with courage, pride, and responsibility. May this candle burn in eternal memory of the 1.5 million children and as a living promise that their legacy will never be forgotten.
The final candle, blue in color, will be lit by Kfar Yedidim organization, joined by a group of IDF soldiers. Kfar Yedidim was established to create a supportive home for soldiers facing physical, emotional, and personal challenges following their service, providing rehabilitation, guidance, and empowerment with a compassionate, family-like community. This candle represents the survival, continuity, and hope of the Jewish people. From the ashes of the Holocaust, a nation was reborn. The State of Israel was established in spite of unimaginable loss and suffering, as a homeland, a refugee, and a beacon of resilience for Jews around the world. Its very existence is a testament to the courage of survivors, the bravery of those who resisted, and the unwavering determination of a people to endure and thrive against all odds. Israel stands as a living promise that even after the darkest moments in history, life, identity, and hope can prevail. It embodies the lessons of the Shoah, to protect the innocent, to safeguard freedom, and to ensure that never again will our people be left without a homeland or a voice. As the IDF and citizens of Israel continue to protect the nation and its people, this candle reminds us that the remembrance is not passive. It calls on us to act with vigilance, defend life, and uphold the values that sustain our people.
Good evening, everybody. We gather here tonight not only to remember, but to carry the responsibility of memory. Holocaust Remembrance Day is not only about the past, it is a moral compass that continues to guide us today. 6 million Jews were murdered, not only because of who they were, but also because the world stood by, because too many remained silent. That lesson follows us in every single generation. Staying silent does grant permission. At Kfar Yedidim and through the Kfar Yedidim Warrior Initiative, we meet soldiers who have returned from the battlefield. Some of us fought on October the 7th. Others left everything behind to join the fight. Young men and women who carried the responsibility of protecting the Jewish people on their shoulders. We're not only defending borders, we are defending our right to live, to remember, and to exist freely. The connection between the Holocaust and today's soldiers is not accidental. It is the same story of people who refuse to remain victims, people who rise, who protect, who build, and who continue forward despite pain and loss, courageous enough to look the brutal truth in the eyes. We are here tonight to say one clear thing. We do not forget, and we do not stand down. We remember, we grow stronger, and we move forward. We don't ask ourselves, why me? We say, try me. May the memory of the victims be a blessing. And thank you to our soldiers, who they were, for who they are, and for what they make possible for all of us today. Thank you very much.
This figure. Let me go. I'm Jack Waxall, and I'm a survivor. I come here to say one thing in life. I want everybody should stand up. I'm going to bless the United States and Israel. Yavarechu Adonai b'shmerechu. You Adonai puna v'alecho b'chaneko. You said no puna v'alecho. You said m'choshulam. May God bless the United States and the President of the United States. May God bless Israel. May God bless Netanyahu with his lovely wife, with the kids. And may be peace on this world. And we should never forget what happened to the 6 million Jewish people and the 1.5 million kids. And I hope it's never gonna happen in life again when we are living. We should never stop. Be afraid to stand up for your rights. And that's the only thing what I'm gonna say it. In Shabbat, congratulations to everybody who was here and to listen to us. And I appreciate so much. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you so much for the blessing. To conclude our Yom Hashoah commemoration, Cantor Roger Rosenthal with Eden Ezra and Noah Levovich will lead the prayers, followed by a moment of silence. We ask all to rise if you are able.
אבינו שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו, ברך את מדינת ישראל, ראשית צמיחת גאולתנו. הגן עליה בעברת חסדך, ופרוס עליה סוכת שלומך. ושלוח ערך ועמיתך לראשיה, שריה ויועציה. ותקנם בעצה טובה מפניך. חזק את ידיהם מנגיני ארץ קודשנו, והנחינם אלוהינו ישועה, ועטר את ניצחון תעטרם. ונתת שלום בארץ ושמחת עולם ליושביה.
אבינו, אבינו, שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו. אבינו שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו. ברך, ברך את מדינת ישראל, ראשית צמיחת גאולתנו. אבינו, אבינו, שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו.
מי שבירך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל, העומדים על משמר ארצנו וערי אלוהינו, מגבול הלבנון ועד מדבר מצרים, ומן הים הגדול עד לבוא הערבה, ביבשה, באוויר ובים. ייתן השם את אויבינו הקמים עלינו נגפים ולפניהם. הקדוש ברוך הוא ישמור ויציל את חיילינו מכל צרה וצוקה, מכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשה ידיהם. ידבר שונאינו תחתיהם, ויתרתם בכתר ישועה, בטרת ניצחון. ויקיים בהם הכתוב, כי השם אלוהיכם האלוהים עמכם, להילחם לכם אויביכם, להושיע אתכם, ונאמר אמן.
מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל. Please remain standing for an El Maleh Rachamim. El Maleh Rachamim שוכן במרומים, המצא מנוחה נכונה על כנפי השכינה, במעלות קדושים וטהורים, כזוהר הרקיע מזהירים את כל הנשמות של 6 מיליוני היהודים חללי השואה שנהרגו ושנשחטו ושנשרפו ושנספו על קידוש השם בידי המרצחים הגרמנים בעוזריהם משרמים. לכן בעל הרחמים יסתירם בסתר כנפיך לעולמים, ויצרור בצרור החיים את נשמותיהם. אדוני הוא נחלתם, בגן עדן מנוחתם, ויעמדו לגורלם לקץ הימים, ונאמר אמן. I would like to invite the Rabbi for Mourner's Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון ובימיכון ובחייך בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ומרמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעולם היה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה בריחו, לעילם מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, Damiram b'yamav imramein. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya v'chayim aleinu. V'al kol Yisrael v'imramein. Oseh shalom b'imramav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May he who has created peace in the heavens grant peace to us who remain here on his earth. And we all say, Amen.
We're going to remain standing for a minute of silence. You may be seated.
Thank you for gathering this evening.
The act has concluded. Thank you for coming tonight.